We're taking a different discussion
No,
out
we're
of the
looking
point
at the
of
future of
now.
education.
If we look at
we have to look at the historical past.
When we were
you have to juxtapose it with the present hour reality, so you will know the future of education. You're talking about the future of education, and she is more concerned about today. You need to look at the historical facts. How did we get to this point? Until you x-ray these matters from that perspective, know what was obtainable in the 90s. Know what was the advent of
you are
private
talking
school.
of the 90s.
No, she is talking of private school. You see, that's the problem I have with an average entrepreneur. We ought to be community friendly. We ought to realize what corporate social responsibility is all about. A school, a community, is that the only school in that community? There are 1,001 schools. The government might have not gone through the process of engaging the school owners, which I am not very sure if they did. I will not conclude that they did not engage them.
So, but why is it that the target is always government schools?
Well, I think experts will be in the best. You know,
I expected you to say something about that.
No. I
am still researching.
So why should they target government schools and the private schools are?
You see,
there is something the private school is doing.
That's what should be making research on.
Let me hear from Miriam. Is there something that the private schools?
I was actually getting to that.
Okay, is there something the private schools are doing that the government schools have?
Yes, if you look at most of the private schools, I mean public schools in Nigeria.
Okay.
They are more like an extension of toilets.
A
kitchen or toilet or kitchen.
Exactly.
Very porously open.
Sure.
No, anybody can walk in at any time.
Okay.
You will not even differentiate between a teacher and a visitor, a student, a parent. Because every place is open. There's no checking while coming in. There's nothing put in place to checkmate insecurity. So they are now vulnerable to that attack. But for private school, because of course, like you said, private, everybody is putting what he or she wants to put in place to avoid any attack to the best of our ability. But it's not even our ability that is protecting the schools. It's just Almighty Allah that is protecting school. But what I want to talk about is security. What has gone wrong in our country? That's what I would have appreciated us. I mean, we should discuss. What has gone wrong? In the 70s, 80s, late 80s, I remember us leaving the main doors to our homes open and sleeping on the floor when it's hot, like this season now.
Yeah.
We don't lock doors. We just sit down there and sleep till the main door is open. Anybody that is the last to come back, we close the gates. We don't even remember to close the gate. But things have gone bad now. Like he said, insecurity. See, there are different reasons why people are aggrieved. The way he's talking, he has one type of insecurity. Every one of us has one type of insecurity. Either personal, either social, either professional. You know, anyone must be attached to an individual. He's aggrieved, but he's not putting the point straight because we are talking about insecurity now. He is aggrieved and he's so... I understand his grievance. I understand his grievance about entrepreneurs or whatever. I'm not talking from the point of an entrepreneur. I'm talking as a mother.
Okay.
I'm talking as a mother.
A mother.
We know that asking children to go to school these days is traumatizing. Every child, whether public or private, they are all scared of going to school.
I get.
Parents are scared of going to school, either because of the COVID-19 or because of the insecurity.
Let me help you.
Can I just die?
Go ahead.
You know, they are all scared. Everybody is scared, including the children. We know. But again, the term is coming to an end. We have less than 3 weeks to finish the term. The children are about to write NECO in the next 4 or 5 months. You close down the school again. Yes, like he said, that could be the reason. There may be an undertone security alert.
You and I don't know.
Exactly. Possibly that is why the governor took that step. But my person, as a lay person, if I look at it from the way he just took the decision, I will see it was not necessary for now.
Sir.
All right.
You see, in an attempt to accommodate, you know, all that she has said, she is very correct in her thinking and her disposition. Now, looking at, she just enumerated the weaknesses of the state-owned schools. And I'm not here to speak for the state-owned schools. These weaknesses in our institutions are very glaring. And COVID-19 has exposed our inefficiencies when it comes to education. Security. Education is not just the only aspect of security. Food security is there. We're hungry. You saw what happened during the pandemic. She said, I am grieved. Yes.
We are all grieved.
We're all grieved. This is our nation. This is our Nigeria. It belongs to all of us. We have to come together as one to move this country forward. We have to all come back to the drawing board. I talked about social corporate responsibilities. If the private sector are doing their best in giving to the community, giving back to the community in real excess as in total compliance, if they do that, our educational system would have gone a bit better. We're still talking about education, classroom. My brother, go to Europe and America. They're not talking about education. Time management, change management. They're talking about e-learning, bulk check management. They're talking about data quality management, business intelligence, business analytics. These are industry standard content of learning. These are things we should be discussing about.
Yes, but
not necessarily how much we will make from the poor communities. This government has taken a step. I'm not here to speak on behalf of the government. I am here as a civil society person to say that the state of our education, beyond the primary, to the tertiary institution, are all dilapidated.
All right.
But it is a collaborative effort.
All right.
It must be a strategic analysis between the government and the private sector to move forward. It is not a government thing alone.
All right,
And that is why I think
I understand with you, but we're trying to put a handle to it, and say, thank God you said you grew up in a unity environment,
yeah, exactly.
And your dad also
was a staff.
Exactly, served in a unity environment. I want us to put a handle to it. Where did we get it wrong? And what is the way forward there?
Yeah, thank you for that. You see, it's not everything in Nigeria, everything that goes wrong, we call on the government.
Sure.
Everything that goes right, we call on ourselves. The simple reason why we are where we are today is our greed. Our greed as Nigerians,
as individuals. Is it a collective greed?
Collectively, everybody is greedy. Lack of greed has its tail. It has so many branches, right? Greed has led us to where we are today, and impatience and lack of, like he was trying to bring up, the unity, the sincerity of purpose, like the unity. Before, your neighbor can watch at your house when you are out. He can look after your home. If anybody goes there, he knows who is there and he knows who lives there. But now, we don't even talk to our neighbors. We don't even know who is living in next door to us. Automatically, anything can be wrong there. You can be even shouting in your house. Nobody will come to your rescue because he doesn't even know who is living in the house, in the next house. But when we were growing, I knew my parents to go home, to go out to work and leave us with our neighbor who was not even our tribe, an Igbo woman, and we stayed there till she comes back. Even when we come back from school, we'll go to that place and stay and wait for our parents to come back. But that is no longer in existence. Everybody wants to be who he is not. Everybody wants to be recognized as somebody that he is not, and that is just the main
I reckon that's actually the bone of contention right now. Everybody wants to be who he or she is not. And how do we get out of this?
To be honest with you, in as much as she has enumerated a certain number of unethical issues, common with some Nigerians, or it's a universal thing. It's not peculiar to Nigerians. I am a Nigerian, and I believe in honesty, integrity, transparency, accountability, rule of law, grassroots participation, and consensus agreement. These are the fundamentals of global business ethics anywhere in the world. And there are 1,001 Nigerians with such ethics, values, and I believe you're one. For you to be creative enough to build an institution it means you have these values and you are a Nigerian. There are, 1,001 of us outside that are, misnomer.
I want to put this in a different perspective.
Yes, sir.
You have a child
Yeah.
that is in a whether boarding or day school, and you are a leader, whether in the education sector, but you're a leader in the country, and there is an adoption of your child in that school. What practical steps would you take?
Honestly, and as a leader, the first step is this. I was watching a program on YouTube, how CIAs investigate kidnapping issues. There are some basic techniques. First and foremost, it's a devastating situation. But there are some basic skills. Your shock absorber at that point must be intact as a leader.
Then you do what?
It's a shocking situation.
Yes, then
of
you do
course,
what?
there is such thing as basic intelligence coverage.
Then
There is a security chief. There is an LG security chief in that local government, in that village, in that ward, that would also have worked towards intelligence gathering to the rescue of those children. And if you watch, it is ongoing. There has been successes. I was trying to explain the possible reasons for the crime itself. Nigerians, we don't like to look at the root cause issues.
All right.
We like to treat issues from the top.
Okay.
The people, you see, there's such thing as frustration aggression theory by Fred Grace. When frustration sets in, we need to look at the causes of frustration. What are those causes? What are those indices that brought about frustration? These are factors we should be looking at.
Because we are running out of time, I have to cut you short there.
Thank you very much.
Miriam, if you were a leader in that position, what would you do in just 1 minute?
Sorry? If I'm a leader in
Yes,
a position
in your
where my
position.
child was adopted?
Yes.
My child?
Yes.
I don't even want to think about it.
No, think about it and tell us
Because
what
I
you
don't
would do.
think I would survive it. So I can't even say. But if I'm a leader
Yes.
and my child is adopted because kidnappers are either asking for ransom
Yeah,
or
the child
whatever.
decides to go and learn in school.
Remember, every
Maybe I
child
should
is a
have-
child.
Maybe I should look into the reason for the kidnap first, and
Yes.
then
After looking into the reason, what would you do?
I'll have to. I will have to increase security in the system.
All right, she will have
Have
to
to.
increase security in the system.
system.
We'll talk about security on and off, and we say that the security apparatus have to, they have to get it right at this occasion. Unfortunately, this is where we're going to draw the curtain in education update for this week until we come your way with another topic. And of course, it is what is paramount, what is important right now in our educational system, especially in the west and northeast region, where right now the United Nations says Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children, and it is worrisome, and we are not going to do anything that will grieve that number. And until we come your way next week again with another topic, I remain your host, Zachary Gabriel, and stay safe.